there's a lot of confusion about how many tickets have been sold for All In. Right, like Billy's kind of reporting that. Billy's like into this stuff, like ticket stuff and everything. But he says they've only sold Billy.
Fuck him, bro.
Okay, no.
Anything he has to say, I don't give a fuck about on this show, Glenn. Don't use it as a source.
What do you guys think about what Muda said? Oh yeah, Conan. It seems like people have taken your advice about Billi Bhatti. You always say if you don't like it, don't watch it. Well, we don't like him, so no one watches his interview show. Hughie can hide Billy's name all he wants, but we're not watching. So okay, well, don't watch. So it's like, next is from fake Candy Fist Toad 8.
What?
Subject is fake Flair. Guys, next time you have Billy on, he starts talking about himself. Can you please call him out on it? I think we do call him out on it. Repeatedly. We've had so many talks with Billy about him getting triggered over the fans hysterical. I don't think you have a single fan who downloads the show to hear about Billy the Dickhead Body is personally affected by whatever the Mandy Rose issue is. It's unbearable, and he ruins the show. Please shut him up. There's no way I can be the only listener here thinking this. I love your YouTube clips, but right now, literally as I type this, Billy's in the comments section rambling and threatening people because they're laughing at his airport stalking. Please don't let him go on and on about this on the show when you have him on the next. He's dull enough without trashing us all again. I think this is hysterical that he's triggering you the marks in the comment section is funny to me. That everybody's like that he's getting triggered and he's triggering the people that he's getting triggered by. P.S. guys, next time Billy starts saying he's a lot of money, and you know he will, ask him why he won't spend any of his podcast recording equipment. He has the single worst audio in all of podcasting today. I'm not kidding. Find a podcast that has worse audio than Billy. Maybe because our microphone's off.
But I've heard Joe say something about his audio before, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it would obviously be preferable if you had a headset or a mic for sure. Right. I mean, it's kind of, I'm going to say something to Larry too, because Larry's kind of just been using his phone, and a few people have emailed me about or DM me about
the audio
that,
stinks.
So, yeah.
I will say this. P.S. Why is Billy interviewing Rey Mysterio? I'm not watching that shit. It should be Conan and Disco interviewing Rey Mysterio, not some asshole that we all hate.
Well, here's the thing that I've always said. Billy's gotten so many people pissed off by the way he interacts with them online, and we've told him about it, and he doesn't want to change. That's on him. But that it's like anything else. When you don't like somebody, no matter, they can never do no right. And when you like somebody, they can never do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Did you know that Billi Bhatti is claiming that it's your fault he got shitty seats for AEW? He claims that you used your connections to get him stuck up in the nosebleed. He's an effing moron. I don't know that. What show is he talking about? That's not. It can't be a true story.
I don't know if that's true, but it's fucking funny. Is it true?
Yeah, you're claiming that you use your connections getting stuck in the nosebleed?
Yes. That's funny, man.
By the way, guys, those Billy Twitter meltdown is being screenshotted and shared online. What an effing asshole that guy is. He's such a triggered bitch because nobody wants to watch his shit. F off, Billy. You're an annoying chick. So that's well, he brings out himself from his reactions for the way he acts on Twitter. But I still think this is hysterical. So. Am I going crazy, or did I really just listen to one of your YouTube clips that had Billi Bhatti saying he sent Conan ideas how to make K100 better? Billi Bhatti's a guy who doesn't even know how to use a microphone. He's telling effing Conan, one of the greatest podcasts in the world, how to fix up his show. That's total bullshit, guys. I know how to fix K100. Stop having some asshole on who doesn't know how to get recording equipment set up and spends 15 minutes talking about himself. The fucking balls of that guy to even think about saying that to Conan.
It's a rough week.
I have a big question, though, guys. It's about MJF. While KG got buried for his attitude, his sensitivity, his high opinion of himself, and his snowflake ways, and rightfully cast aside. On a weekly basis, Bill Body out KG's even the 49-year-old balloon head. So how do you guys explain that? KG actually had experience in wrestling and music, and Billy's got nothing except a popcorn fart in a reality show that wasn't even in the country, and he stalks wrestlers an even bigger mark move than what he accuses the listeners of. He's had at least 6 major news stories wrong in the last 6 appearances, and I followed his gambling pictures to see what, and the bets I made, I won 3 times and lost 6. Is he throwing at a dartboard to make these picks? He's a fraud, and it's brutal, guys. Please, I know you're stubborn against cancel culture, but this guy that's right, he's even worse than KG, and he embarrasses the show even more than he did. As a listener since MLW, K doesn't want to see the show tarnished by him any further. Make 2023 a Billy-less year for the sake of the show and the listeners.
Jesus.
Kevin Gill is better than Billi Bhatti. Boy, Billy's getting a lot of hate from these. Next is some Crapple King Dre. Subject is not a question, but a reply. Hello, K100. Love listen to the show, but can't take Billy. I know Conan say you don't listen. That's fair, but I don't listen to the show for Billy. I listen to hear Conan and Disco. Back in 2017, I listened to Billy, but quickly got ignored with him downing others and saying he was always right. I seen he wasn't correct on everything either. The guy's doing the same thing 5 years later. I know you guys like him a lot, but a lot of your subscribers don't. Practice what you preach and listen to your fans. All right, so we've already talked about this. So.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
right.
Covered it.
Okay.
Sit at home with your ugly girlfriend, watching wrestling, being walked all over while you produce show after show after show and don't get thanked for it, and then once in a while pop up on Get My Go to do a show about me, because that's the only way that you can attract an audience, by talking about me. So why don't you go and do your third installment of the Billi Bhatti show with the losers that you do it with? I don't know their names. I don't fucking care.
Hello, welcome back to Get My Go, episode number 88. I am the Aussie guy, the most pathetic, the most forgettable man in podcasting. And joining us here today is most of the crew. Hughesy's out, but Mike, Chad, and Joe Feeney has been itching for hours. How are we going, gentlemen?
I want to get that checked out, Joe.
What do you mean?
You've been itching
what are you
for
implying?
hours.
What are you implying?
I like to keep it vague. And Mike, hello, Mike. You're the only one who hasn't spoken.
Good day. Merry Christmas. Well, this will probably be closer to New Year's, but Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody.
Oh, Happy New Year.
We hope you enjoyed our Christmas episode about Rad Rob and Rebellion Irish.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh. Hey.
You're Rebellion Irish.
He wants to start the show. Thanks to Hughes.
California.
That to me was the worst news of the day, was that Hughesy wouldn't be here, because all I want to hear is Hughesy is California, basically once an episode going forward all year next year, because that was the best debut character in the history of Get My Go.
I can actually do an impression of that guy, California, interviewing the stripper. Durban, you be the stripper. So, have you been stripping much?
3 years now I've been doing it,
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
You might not know this, but I know a lot about stripping. I show the breasts and the cunt smell, and if you smell the cunt, you take your tip away. It's cool.
I would love to see a reenactment of Joe on California with Hughesy as California and Joe as Joe.
Yeah. And the oblivious guest that I was, I didn't realize any of those quirks.
The problem is Hughesy's questions would be better.
Yeah, they would. It would.
And it would be entertaining.
Wait, why didn't that see? Now you guys have me insulting him, and I don't even dislike him. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a YouTube short now. Just be me going, yeah. Usually would have way better questions than that girl or whatever.
Isolate.
Yeah.
Isolate right there.
Well, this will be a very informal episode. We have just a bunch of random clips. Most of them are Billi Bhatti clips, but we got a couple other ones too. But let's do the plugs in the beginning of the show for once. Just in case people drop off. I want to plug again the Conan Major Bendy's figure that I have. It's probably not going to be out by the time this drops, because I don't know if they're stuck on a boat somewhere in customs or whatever, but I don't have him yet. I thought I would have him, but I don't. But keep checking MikeDurban.com, and you can get my Go stickers there too, and some Addicted to the Blade stickers. Joe, why aren't you selling those yet? I sent you a bunch of them. And you're not selling them. You want to raise money for your cat, Joe. That's how you do it.
It's mine.
Sell them. Dexter needs help, everybody.
Yeah.
What's going on with Dexter, Joe?
Oh, just nobody wants to hear this crap. He just he's old.
Make it brief.
He's
very
12 brief. And he's got problems with the going to the bathroom in the litter box. So we got him checked out, and he was cool for a little while when we gave him antibiotics, but off antibiotics, he goes back to the same problem. So they made us get him an ultrasound. And he either has really severe IBD or just tumors. Mm-hmm. And they can't tell unless they do a biopsy, which if we were to have an in-depth pet owner conversation here, there might be differing views. But for me, he's a senior. I just don't. I'm not getting him a fucking biopsy. You know what I mean? It's just invasive. It's just, even if I was a millionaire, I don't think I would. So,
sorry, I just need to jump in. I have to do a Simpsons reference here. Homer Simpson, doing the Mr. Burns roast. Are you ready to laugh? That poor cat.
His whiskers point downwards now. No, that's it. Like, that's where he only might die. But we got him on steroids now, and then probably another antibiotic. And he acts fine. He just beat up two of the other cats, but something's going on. So I was going to suggest, like I asked these guys before we came on the air, if I was going to put up, on social media, like, hey, this is the situation. If you want to buy a Dexter shirt, that'd be great. The money would go towards, the bills that come up, or the ongoing bills. I just thought it would be nice to show my wife that people give a shit. That the listeners that I have actually would care and probably buy the shirt just to be nice, but we'll see what happens.
Help Joe prove a point.
Yeah, pretty much.
We don't care about Dexter. We just want Joe to
show off.
Show off and be more important in the wife's.
They like me.
We want Joe to be more important in the eyes of his wife.
Right.
Will we be meeting Mrs. Feeney at the Red Lantern WrestleMania weekend?
Yeah, but probably briefly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why briefly?
She stopped drinking 2 or 3 years ago, and now just even the I brought her out to this beef and beer a couple months ago, like a benefit for my friend, and she just didn't drink. I'm like, what are you doing over there?
Yeah.
Stinks. But no, so she'll probably just come look at the madness, and then I'll be Ubering her home.
Chad, a lot of drama lately in your camp, especially with the new Francine show on iHeartRadio.
Yes.
Yeah, you had you tell us what happened, Chad, briefly.
Briefly, we had back-to-back guests, Vince Russo, Sean Ross Sapp. They didn't cross paths in the green room, but they might as well have afterwards, where there was a lot of domino effect that has still been going on for the last couple of weeks. If you haven't listened to those episodes, they're available on your favorite podcast app and destination, as well as iHeartRadio. But I want to steer you in the direction of the Christmas week episode released on December 26th, and a deep dive look into the interview we did with Tammy Sitch about 6 months before she went to jail after unfortunately murdering a man that was parked in his car. And Francine,
he was parked.
Oh, he stopped at a red light.
Manslaughter,
Yeah.
Chad. Let's not.
Manslaughter. She's in jail for 17 years. But this is Francine and I looking back at the interview and giving a fresh new commentary. And all I can tell you is it is intense.
How's she doing? How's Francine doing with it? I guess I'd have to watch.
You have to listen to it. It's an iHeart exclusive. It will not be on YouTube at all. She gets fired up in this episode, and it's intense. So I would just please direct you in the iHeartRadio and your podcast app. Search Eyes Up Here with Francine, and support the show and check out that Tammy Sitch. We're calling it a true crime special, the Tammy Sitch interview. So
yeah, I mean that's cool. I got Bobby Fish now, so I'm not sweating it.
Really? Who'd he ever beat?
I'm looking forward to the post Get My Go powwow where we usually just talk shit about business shit. I want to hear some things. I want to talk to you about that. So
yes indeed.
Yeah. Dean, what's going on in the continent of Australia? The whole continent. I want to
No, I don't know a lot about what's going on in Australia. I know that probably sounds funny, but all my Twitter and all my social media is all American based, so I'm more up to date what's going on in America. But no, United States of Australia, our podcast. Look, I'm going to do a Johnny Wangland and shoot my wad because a date isn't confirmed. But look, I trust this man. He's a pretty known as a pretty solid dude. We have Dr. Steve, Mo&A fame. And Weird Medicine on Sirius XM. We have an agreement for Dr. Steve to join us. That'll be in the new year. We're going to get Dr. Steve to go over many of Robbie's many physical and mental health issues. We're gonna dive deep into Robbie, and I think maybe get an official ruling if Robbie is officially morbidly obese, because there is a line there, so we want to find if he's crossed that line. But no, yeah, check out United States of Australia on YouTube, at United States of Australia, and the podcast feed, which should be moving to creative control at some point, I believe.
When?
Still
2024, Mike.
Yeah, 2024. Let's go with that for the moment. Yeah, still working out the nuts and bolts. You know how hard it is to transfer an RSS feed. We've all been through it. Johnny Wangland discussed it earlier and Get My Go. So no, yeah, that'll be happening soon. But yeah, and yeah,
I'm vectoring it, Dean.
All good.
You can find out if he's morbidly obese or morbidly gay. Either one.
Yes, exactly.
And also guest appearance by the Chatster to press Dr. Steve on the Opie and Anthony drama from back in the day. Oh, I wasn't supposed to announce that yet.
Yeah. I saw Chad's hand gesture as soon as I said Dr. Steve. He was like, yeah, I'm coming on your show. I don't care. I'm there.
All right. Well, we mentioned the iHeartRadio show with Chad and Francine. We mentioned donating and charity and all that stuff. So this first clip deals with both of those.
Oh, wait, I didn't even prowrestlingtees.com/cc with Joe Feeney. It would be nice if I said where to go.
Yeah, it would.
Oh, jeez.
So this is Sean Ross Sapp on Eyes Up Here with Francine and the Chadster.
I raised $6,600 for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Like, Vince, when's the last time you donated anything to anybody? Like, that was my thing. And a lot of people gave him crap over it because he goes, yeah, he wrestled a woman. I was like, Vince, you booked Medusa versus Ed Ferrara on one of your shows. Come on. What are we doing here?
All right, Sean Ross Sapp. Maybe you've never heard the legendary story of Vince Russo donating money to somebody. I mean,
I guess not.
I thought everybody would have known about that by now. Vince Russo painted a painting of somebody. I forgot who it was.
He did a couple.
Paintings. Well, for this particular one.
Yeah, the Brother Martin one, I think you're talking about. Yeah. I think it might have been himself. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he painted himself and then he auctioned it off on Twitch or whatever. He donated like $800 to Brother Martin's back surgery fund. So, listen, Sean Sapp. Vince Russo has donated to somebody in need, so I don't want to hear this from you.
I gotta play devil's advocate here, okay? And this is not because of my current status, okay? Was it technically a donation if you're grifting people into a fake fund? So is it a donation, or are you just stealing? People are just giving you money?
It was a donation.
On Vince's part, it's definitely a donation.
Yeah, Vince didn't know that it was going to be misappropriated.
Yeah, the guy who paid. Wait, yeah, whoever paid for the painting, they don't count. They got a painting. It's Vince who donated, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's very nice.
No, but Sapp is the same thing. He did an event and he went and he gave his time for people to donate. You know what I mean? So Sapp raising money is the exact same thing. It's actually it's actually other people giving the money. It's Sapp raising it. So yeah, I think it's the same thing.
Yep.
How did he do this? How did he raise more? I don't know the story at all.
Well,
he wrestled and ticket sales went to the donation then? Or is that what the hell it was?
No, he was referring to it was some kind of Vince was doing like a YouTube live and then Sapp went under a fake name and was like trolling people and he made up some fake story and it was like very wanglish. The story is like it's very crooked and doesn't make any sense, but he says that one of Vince Russo's friends donated like $1,500 to NOMI because of this. Like it made no sense, and I asked somebody who knows about it, and it's a totally fake story. So
it was a bet he claimed was with one of Vince's friends that if he could keep Vince, if you remember the show when Vince went live and was really going at there was the night that he revealed the text between him and Sean. And Sean was in the comments. So Sean said on our show,
I actually watched some of it. Yeah.
Okay. So so did I. So Sean said on our show that he had a bet with one of Vince's friends that he could keep Vince on past a certain time. And if he did, the friend would donate $1,000 to this charity. And he ended up donating another $500 to the charity because Vince stayed on longer. Whether or not that's the story, again, I'm not on, I'm neutral right now. Unfortunately, I was placed into the neutral status.
The next
Isn't it funny how when you mention fake fundraisers for fake injuries, and it just and then now you show Rob, it just reminded me of how on the periphery of Get My Go is, a sex offender. You got a guy who faked an injury to grift off people. You got a guy who pretended he was dead. I mean, it's kind of funny that we were just in the company of several disturbed lunatics. That's all, and more to come, I'm sure.
But we're in a safe zone now.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, you still look at the four of us that are here, and there's some troubles. I see a lot of sadness in Mike's eyes right now. So
yeah, I'm sad because I'm seeing the next submission, which is a tweet from Rad Rob Gaming. And if you know the history of Rad Rob and CM Punk, you know that he's very proud of the episodes he did with Husey. Of what was it called, Dean?
Dork Side of the Ring.
The Dork Side of the Ring.
He keeps tweeting about it, and he loves to tag Husey, trying to get that retweet from the H-Man. And he's very vocal about how he didn't like CM Punk and what a weird guy he is and all this shit.
And you guys got into a fight over it.
Yes, me and Rad Rob got into an argument about it, and which led to Rad Rob leaving the Get My Go umbrella and messaging all of you guys individually, claiming that he didn't want to work with me anymore, which we don't work together, but okay. So ever since CM Punk came back to WWE like a month ago, Rob's done an about face, and now he's like very pro CM Punk. So he tweeted him. Dean, can you read this? Or should I say, guys. Rob, can you read this?
Hey guys. To @CM Punk. Sorry for all the shit I gave you when you were in AEW. You were smart enough to see that the idiot elites were jealous of you from day one, and your days were numbered from the start. Love you or hate you, you are the best in the world because of your business savvy.
And I love you.
I just bought your shirt. Triple X.
Major problems.
Put a couple more on.
I mean, I'm sure we're all thinking the same thing, but it's like, why would he think that he needs to apologize? Like Punk's going to read it. A, B, give a fuck. C, tweet it publicly. Like, it's just so many things wrong with it. But another thing that's wrong with it is with Rob's politics and religion, he shouldn't exactly be a fan of Punk, who's been known to come out with his pro-life and pro-transgender shirts and holding up signs and stuff. Rob should not be a fan.
He's not. CM Punk is not pro-life. He is
pro-choice.
Oh, pro-choice. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah. So seriously pro-choice T-shirts, and then he'll hold up a transgender acceptance signs and stuff. It's just things Rob should not be cool with. So, he's going to fall backwards on that one again when, Punk does or says something. Oh, Punk's going to hell. So you're all fucked up, Rob.
It's the burning bridges thing, the scorched earth that I talked about. I assume it was the last episode, or I've talked about in the past. He just, when someone does something he doesn't like, it's just bang.
Yeah.
You're the worst person in the world. And then he thinks he can turn it around. And as if CM Punk gives the slightest fuck about this. You would say,
I don't understand the mental process. Like him composing that tweet and thinking, I don't get why you would do something like this. Is it for him to see, or is it for Rob's followers to see, or is he hoping it's going to go viral? I don't know, man.
Some kind of self-satisfaction involved that we couldn't possibly understand, rather, because we don't think like Rob.
like CM Punk's not going to see this. Like, you can tweet Disco Inferno, and there's like a 50-50 chance he's going to see it, because he doesn't have anywhere near.
He's got 40,000 or something like that.
Yeah, it's 40,000 compared to like 2 million.
Yeah.
And Disco's checking Twitter pretty much all night when he's at work. CM Punk, I don't know how often he's checking his ads. So,
and I hope he checks it this weekend and causes more trouble with somebody.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that was awesome for you.
I think we can all agree that I haven't always made the right decisions with the Creative Control Network. And there's been a few mistakes here and there, but I think the best decision I ever made with the Creative Control Network was just, and this is before there was any problems with Rob, and just having the foresight, yeah, not the hindsight, the foresight to go, I don't want to work with this guy, and just know. And I mean, we already knew he broke up with John and stuff, but I remember at that time, and I was just about to add Francine and Chad on. So I told Chad, I was like, yeah, I mean, obviously you guys are coming on. I'm using you as an excuse. Like when Rob sees you guys come on, it's just like, oh no, I'm only bringing names on or whatever.
I remember that now that you say that. I had completely forgot that.
Yeah. So, cause there's no, I didn't like him, I guess. Is that how you would put it? And I just didn't see, what's he bringing to the table really?
You didn't want to sully your airwaves with shit and amateur podcasting. That okay, yes, he buys great equipment. Yes, he does sound good just from an audio perspective, but just not good shows. And just again, who cares? And I've gone more recently on a little bit of a Twitter sarcastic reposts of these just loser marks that just think that they're so important that whatever they post is like going to be seen by whomever they're posting about. And this is a prime example of it. And it's just sad. It's just, and I could never think about back in the day, hey, let me write a letter all the way to Stamford, Connecticut to maybe Hercules. Hey, Hercules, your chain. You got to do something about your chain. Oh, no, you know what? Let me rephrase that. I like your chain, Hercules. Keep the chain. It makes the character better. I'm sorry for doing that. Who cares what you have to say? Like literally, it boggles my mind that anybody who's on social media thinks that they can get to somebody like CM Punk status. Now you take one of these little NXT kids or something that's new, you can melt them down and they literally might quit the business after you're done with them, and you might have 2 followers. So, but it's just come on, CM Punk, get out of here. It's fucking ridiculous.
So I know there was always it bothered John Wanglin. There was always a point of contention when Conan would make fun of his show and during the plugs, And I realized that when I was, you're starting this network thing, you're trying to do it well. Animal jumps on, and then Shane or Gertner or whoever, and it was all right. But having Hambone on as a buddy at the time, I was just like, oh yeah, I like Hambone. That's cool. But that kind of made it look not as good, if you will. And I think, and no offense to Hambone, it's just it's just the way it was. But if I would have brought Rob on at that point, it would have drug the whole idea down.
Yeah. Well, he puts himself on the same level as other people that aren't wrestlers that have podcasts and stuff. So that's the thing. He thinks he's at that level. So
it'll take a special circumstance for me to ever add a show that is just Chad's favorite type, where it's just a fan commenting or thinking they're smart or rebooking. I'll never do it again unless it's got to be something special.
They're dead. R.I.P. Mark Podcasts.
Speaking of Mark Podcasts, Dean has graciously sent me a bunch of clips from Billi Bhatti.
I love when Dean's
psychotic marks,
the archivist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mike, look, we had an idea, and I don't know what you've got, Mike, but we had an idea for this show, and then Mike kind of went, this feels a bit Rad Rob-ish.
Right.
Yeah, so what it was, the original idea for this episode was somebody had sent Joe some, after the recording was over, recordings of Billi Bhatti and Vince Russo going at it. They had a big argument. It was towards the end of their run on Podcast on a Pole. I don't think it was like the last show because they kind of made up at the end, but I'm listening to it, I'm trying to clip it, and I'm like, this is not right. Like, I can't, it's just, I don't like doing it. It's something that Rad Rob would have done, is, record extra and release it and stuff like that.
Plus, like a wise man once said, instant karma.
Yeah, I wouldn't want,
it's going to get you.
I wouldn't want someone doing that to me. Like, whatever I say on a podcast and I know I'm being recorded, like, go ahead. If anybody wants to play it on their show and make fun of me, I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. But, after the show, after the recording's over and, we let it fly and, It's just not right. But I am going to play.
Let our hair down. Talk like girls.
Yeah, we talk like women, and I mean, we are going to play some of it.
We do gossip. We do gossip, Chad. You're gossip. You heard about that?
Yeah.
Gossipy Gertie.
We're really big yentas, but
yeah,
we're not going to do the whole show. So Dean's clipped some other stuff from Billy.
Yeah, so hearing that, I was like, yeah, cool. And so I just went to his podcast feed. I was like, I'll just go to his most recent episode. Now, his most recent was like a 4-minute tease to his paywall. And then there's a bunch of like subscription shows. And I was like, well, fuck that. So I went to the most recent free show that I could listen to, which was him gloating about CM Punk signing with the WWE.
Okay. Yeah.
And how he was then. And how he was right all along. Now, I've got none of that. I've clipped none of him talking about CM Punk because that's not what's retarded about this episode.
What's my name doing on there?
Yeah. That was that fantastic clip that I found, Joe. So this first clip that Mike has brought up, I've never clipped a show before where I said I have to clip from the very first second of the show. Mike, if you want to put the cassette deck down and press play.
Well, before you hit play, just allow me to say, since we're not listening to Billy's triumphant Punk prediction bullshit, that I know and heard that Billy is quoted as saying, if I just knew he was going to be there for sure, I would go to Chicago. And do you know where Billy was when CM Punk debuted or re-debuted as Survivor Series? He was in fucking England. He was not in Chicago. You didn't know dick.
Yeah.
He did cope about that. He did cover that. I'm not going to explain it to you, but I heard his story about that, which is funny.
I had to get autographs at the airport of the football players with my son for his collection, not to sell them. Go to my website and buy them, please.
I see you, Harvard. Can I just rant for a second about this? Like, if Billy did the Big Brother thing and he was like half a celebrity, right? He knows how annoying it is to have people approach you when you don't want them to, or try to get an autograph, or try to get you to take a picture. He knows a little bit what that's like. So, but that's you now, Billy. That's what you do. And you have an army of underling dorks. And I've never seen a sadder picture in my life than that squad in that fucking bar. You know, and usually I don't get angry on here, and I might get angrier. I don't know. But, you know, Jesus Christ, I'm better than everyone attitude is hilarious because you're worse than everyone.
You're Hounds don't care. Hounds don't care. Hounds just want to get the shit signed so they can resell it and flip it. And when they can't flip it right away for the highest amount, they fire sale it immediately because they have to get their money back. It is the worst scum the memorabilia industry is the Hounds. And I don't know how they're still even around. It's been curtailed in a lot of the sports. And he manages still to, I guess you could change him from Hound to Parasite. He still manages to sneak his way on somehow. And I don't understand it. But all these inside things, I have connections here. You have nothing.
No.
You just hang out.
No. Enough. We haven't played the fucking clip yet.
Here we go.
I'll tell you this, I haven't had a full, calorie soda in at least 10 years.
The clues were all there, and if you listen to this podcast, you didn't need them because I spelt everything out for you. I told you about the deal. I told you what the deal was.
This clip goes for 1:10. All right, so let me lay something out for you. First of all, yes, how terrible is that intro music? It's so poorly cut together. Didn't even go the opening riff on CM Punk's song. It was like the third riff in or whatever. And it sounds like he hit play and put the speaker up, sort of close to the microphone. You know what I mean? Didn't insert it. And then just a serious hard cut and start talking. I got you to stop there because he said learnt. That's no word. That's not a word. Learned. You learned something. You didn't learn something. It goes a minute 10 because you know something about Billy. I'll give you credit, Billy. You're impossible to fucking clip. The guy doesn't stop. He did not pause for 38 minutes. He kept going and he never finishes a point. Nope. He never fucking finishes a point. He is the worst thing to listen to. He just keeps going blah, 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 blah.
I know.
Jumps to a new point and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that to me just stood out straight away about how horrible an intro that is.
Could someone explain to me why this fucking knob, this nothing, he made the stupid CM Punk? What was the shirt? CM Punk loves trans or something? What the hell was it? I don't even remember. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then he said he got sued by Punk.
Didn't he go further than that? And,
it was further than that. I don't remember.
I think he called him a pedophile.
Pedophile.
That was it.
Pedophile.
That was it. Yep.
So, dude, that was like 2-3 months ago. And 2-3 months later, you're playing his song on your shit and you're like heartbroken that you didn't get to see him come out. Like, you're a fucking weird guy, dude. Like, you are a cock-sucking jock sniffer. Like, it's unbelievable.
Podcast. You didn't need them because I spelt everything out for you. I told you about the deal. I told you what the deal was. I told you that there'd been contact. I told you that everything was fine from the Endeavor side. In fact, it was positive. That side of the TKO business partnership were very happy with their dealings with CM Punk. Everything was outlined articulately and precisely. And I told you that CM Punk was coming back. That was exclusively revealed to Dirty Sheets listeners. And it was in huge contrast to what everybody else was saying. And if you...
So, yeah, that's why it's a hard cut, because he does not pause. He does not pause for you to be able to go, that's the moment where I can edit. But also in there, after learned, he went with spelt. And it was articulately, not articulately. So you can't even articulate articulately. You fucking retard.
What's this one? Friends.
Wait, hang on. Friends. Yeah. All right. So this one is, again, it's hard to know where to start and finish with these things, but this is him talking about he's made friends with WWE wrestlers, etc. And it just becomes like, again, like a 15-year-old girl, like a teenager, a high school kid, of how like pathetic this is.
From being in Big Brother and having an agency that worked alongside the WWE and having friends in those places. But I'm talking about genuine friends. I'm talking about people I don't just text about wrestling. I'm talking about people that I text about news events, nights out, that I see on a semi-regular basis. Not as much now that I'm a parent, but I used to see very semi-regularly. And these are relationships that have developed and have stayed over years and years. Who the fuck is talking to old man Meltzer? Who's talking to Alvarez?
Who's talking to Meltzer? A bunch of people are fucking talking to Meltzer.
The entire management team of AEW.
Yeah.
Can you see somebody very semi-regularly? Is that possible? Because that's what he said.
A lot of people talk to Meltzer still. I mean, and that's going to continue as long as he's, putting over their matches. They're going to keep talking to him. And, Joe works with a guy every week who talks to Meltzer and who has talked to Meltzer for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. And I know I'm Billy now. I know plenty of other guys that do. Like, come on.
Who the fuck is talking to Sean Ross Sapp? Have you seen the personality on that guy? He doesn't have one. Nobody is talking to these people and giving them information. I don't know how many times I have to say this and when you're going to get it through your thick skulls. And I'm probably talking to the converted, because if you're listening to me, you probably are the converted. But as the converted, I would like that message to be more widespread, because if you have a friend and you tell that friend and that friend tells a friend, then suddenly we're off to the races. We can spread this shit all around like COVID apparently spread. But
wow.
Don't you love that he's got to get the COVID thing in at the end? And that's, again, the thing, and I said it about Teddy Hart, and he's very similar to Teddy Hart. Like, it is like a woman that just has a thought and then, I'm going in that direction. And he just spits all these different thoughts at once. Go, Chad.
Yeah. So with Sapp, you know why people talk to Sapp inside the industry? Because he's professional. Go figure, right? I can't imagine a guy who goes through the channels to get information from sources and also the actual people inside the organizations. Can't imagine being professional might actually get you some news that you might not get from trying to sneak around and get it from the guys backstage who might be lying to you.
Mike, sorry, just quickly, Jay. Mike, those are in alphabetical order, not in the order I want them. I think we'll dump wokeness because it just... I just clipped it because it hits all the Billi Bhatti fucking points. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's lame. Definitely go Joe next.
Okay. But before we play this, I'm sure it's minute 43. Great. Who would talk? He's saying who would talk to them? You're talking about them. You're fucking obsessed with both guys, especially Sapp because he punked you out in public. Right there in front of your kid and everyone at the goddamn convention. I mean, and you know, how many times a day do you think you occur to Dave Meltzer? Never, ever. But he lives in your head. It's fucking pathetic. It's fucking pathetic.
Yes, as heard on Eyes Up Here, the entire story of Sean Ross Sapp versus Billi Bhatti at StarCast. And I get as far as the fear in the eyes of Billi Bhatti looking at Sean Ross Sapp.
All right, so I'll set this clip up. Billy gets to a point where he's bitching about emails sent into K100 again. And
this is recent?
Yeah, this is, the date, 30th November.
Yeah, November, 30th November.
Yeah. So he starts going into that, and that turns into his wild conspiracies about emails and his relationship with Joe Feeney. And then about halfway through, he starts making some points about Joe.
Sweet.
All right.
I'll like that better.
Now, do you really fucking think that I would ever report that? That was never said on the show. Yet these fucking clowns, Disco included, he was the one that read this out. These emails are filtered or even written by Joe Feeney. Joe Feeney had an agenda because they caused a rift between him and his bum buddy, Conrad Thompson. And by the way, it's probably comments like bum buddy that probably get me cancelled or disliked, but I don't give a fuck. That's his bum buddy. He would bum him for work because he's desperate to earn the approval of Conrad Thompson. And when he lost it temporarily during StarCast or whatever that shit meet and greet event was called, he got the arse with me.
Time. The shit meet, the what that you flew around the world for.
Yeah, you flew here to go to it.
Dude, you are such a fucking dork. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. You were there with a fucking Randy Savage cowboy hat on. You look like an asshole. You dressed like everyone you try to make fun of. Go fuck your mother.
And I want to say Bum Buddy is not getting anyone cancelled. But no, yeah, you're not cancelled, Billy. Just nobody gives a fuck. Right. That's the point. Like, I'm tired of these nobody losers saying I'm cancelled because they like to say quote unquote controversial things. No, Bum Buddy means nothing. It is kind of half amusing that Joe would bum Conrad for work. But
bum work. Let me tell you about bum and work. I just like the most fun I've ever had on here. I'm just in a bad mood, I guess. Bumming work. I did 7 or 8 podcasts a week for Conrad because A, I started as a fan of the shows, yes, and B, because of the money. The money I made in 3 shows. 3 shows out of the 7 or 8 I did a week. That was more than you made in a month on K100. The money that you begged for at the end of the month every time. Where's my money? Where's my money? You broke fucking limp dick bitch.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, just to be clear though, what he's saying is that you would take Conrad's dick in your ass for work.
Yeah. I don't care about that.
He's not saying you're bumming work. He's saying
he said you bum work.
You will bum him for work. Bumming him means getting fucked in the ass or fucking him.
I'm bumming him. But I'm bumming him.
Well, that's true.
I'm fucking him.
All right.
No.
Anyway.
Anyway, listen, you're getting fucked in the ass, Joe Feeney. Okay.
Whatever, man.
Isolate that right there.
Everybody's drank half a bottle of tequila and woke up with sticky underwear. I don't give a fuck.
and immediately tried to bury me. And I saw all the messages because Conrad threw him under the bus and said, "Oh, I never wanted him to come. Conan and Disco wanted him to come. I didn't want him there. I never even wanted him on the show. The guy's a piece of shit. Rah, rah, rah." You're a fucking piece of shit, dude. You're a fucking loser. You sit there like a pasty loser doing all the work. You let them walk all over you. You spend your time sitting at home, watching wrestling, editing people's shows, generally being a complete walkover, missing shows because you're crying about your mental health and you're having a bad mental health day, and you're going out with a fucking dog. No wonder you don't have a kid, because I wouldn't.
Oh boy!
I'm gonna
Time out.
pause that.
First off, back and
muting the mic.
That's not even going to start it, because nobody gives a fuck what he says about anybody's woman, because he married a fucking whore. Your kid's mother's a whore, and you're a fucking.
No, that's getting bleeped.
And your kid's a dork. No, I like your kid. Where did that start?
You know, he's right. Conrad did throw you under the bus. Like that was
I don't know what that was. I don't know, but
I can't believe that Conrad screenshot your text, your private chat, and put that out. That was wrong of Conrad to do it. That was very.
I don't think anybody would agree with something like that. But yeah, I stay at home. I get paid to be at home. It's fucking great. No, I never watch wrestling. And you know that because you listen to every minute of K100 every week. So every week you hear Conan go, "Why the fuck aren't you watching the shows?" I don't watch wrestling that much anymore. I certainly don't travel around the world for it.
Yeah.
We're running out of, I thought we were running out of time. And the dogs. I mean, come on, dude. Whatever. Your mother's a whore. I hope she gets fucking pussy cancer.
He's not done.
Fucking dog. No wonder you don't have a kid, because I wouldn't want to reproduce with her either. Two ugly people with no personality getting together is probably a good thing, because it eliminates two people from the pool of shit that's out there. And as long as you don't reproduce, which you haven't so far, it's a positive thing for everybody. So
he's really big on that. You know, like he said on a podcast, or he tweeted out, like, you're not a real man unless you've had a child, and he's just going on and on about that. And I'm like, he's telling this to Cav, his co-host and his friend, who also doesn't
Creative Control Network. Creative Control Network's Cav Manning. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey Joe, let me go first before you.
Hold on.
Go.
He was like, that was one of his points against CM Punk. Like, he was attacking CM Punk because he doesn't have a kid. And so therefore he should have no opinion on, kids transitioning or whatever.
So I was gonna say, right, so you're gonna bring Mrs. Feeney into this, Billy. Mrs. Feeney is a lovely woman as a supporter of this show, but I don't think he was talking about Mrs. Feeney, because I think he said girlfriend. So I don't know if Mrs. Feeney knows about your girlfriend, Joe, but apparently she's a dog.
And you're just going out with her. You're not married to her. You're going out with her.
Oh, that's even less of a man.
Yeah. But look, you're talking about Joe not reproducing. Yeah, let's talk about a couple of people that reproduce. Let's talk about Austin Barty's parents. One is a cum slut whore that has just had the whole flogged out, is just dripping mounds and mounds of thousands of men's cum. And Austin's mother used to be a sex worker.
Yeah. And that's how he found her and met her. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? And furthermore, I had somewhere else to go, but I'll go on the wife thing. Like, it's like my wife looks like Martin's wife. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I said, you guys in the DM, I'm like, it's not even the fact that he called her a dog. It's the fact that he's lying. There's not a person on the planet that wouldn't look at my wife and go, "That's a pretty girl." That's it. She's just a pretty girl. She's a normal pretty girl. That's it. That's the truth.
Oh, it's all irrelevant. It has nothing to do with the topic at hand. Your wife shouldn't be brought into it.
Well,
okay,
but
the cum slut shouldn't be brought into it. It's got nothing to do. Well, she's brought into it because of Joe's wife. But the thing is that if you tuned into the Dirty Sheets today to get your news about whatever's going to be happening in wrestling, you're now hearing this god awful 38-minute rant about Billy Bhatti's distaste for Joe Feeney and Joe Feeney's lack of reproduction in life. So just think about that, Joe. Don't waste your time even giving this piece of shit a response.
No, I wanted to yell today.
I know. I love it. I'm not going to encourage you to stop, but I'm just saying this is for him to bring up your wife is so low that if this guy could be any more of a parasite, like I mentioned before, I mean, what would you even call him? If you're lower than a parasite, what are you?
Parasite.
Amoeba.
Hang on,
Amoeba.
parasite.
There you go.
Oh.
And that doesn't sound as fun.
Can I just quickly clarify? My joke bombed completely. Nobody got it. Billy was the cum slut whore.
Yeah, I got it.
I thought she was the cum slut whore.
Well, she was.
Because then I said, and Austin's mother was a sex worker.
Oh,
I'm not, all right, Chad. I'm not going to yell anymore.
You yell.
No, it's
but
fine.
I'm just saying, your wife being brought into it is irrelevant because this has nothing to do with where it started. So him being kicked off of K100 because he's an awful podcaster, he's a liar, he has horrible news, he's got no sources, and he's a complete fraud, has nothing to do with your wife. So him trying to bring your wife into it is to cover up the fact that he's all those things I just said he is.
But it's illogical. She's an attractive girl. Doesn't make any sense.
You don't have to justify it. We all know.
Why don't you call me short? It's stupid. There's so many real things to make fun of me for. You got to make like you're an idiot, dude.
Yeah, call you.
Idiot.
He should have called you mentally stable.
Yeah, the opposite of truth.
Yeah,
the opposite of truth. And here's the other.
That was his best line, by the way. I got to give Billy credit for his "You need a mental health day." That was a funny line. Billy probably
gives a fuck. I wanted a day off. I wasn't feeling well. I wanted to lay there and watch Sopranos. Eat my dick. I'll do what I want, and I'll make. And I was gonna do the more money thing, but then I'm Billy. But he should know because it would bother him that I make more money in a day than he begs for a month on his shitty gambling site. And the other thing. I'll wrap it up nice. Fuck you. Fuck your kid's mom. Fuck your mother twice. I hope she gets hit by a fucking bus. And then I'm going to go to the funeral and I'm going to slap the fucking teeth out of your mouth at the funeral. If I don't see you in Philadelphia first, because, and again, Conan would be like, what are you challenging people to fight? Yeah, I will fight Billy. And I was going to fight you before today just because I felt like it. Just because you need to get smacked around. You're a little bitch, dude. I'll give you my address. Meet me in the street. There's
Red
a whole
Lantern.
party at a bar.
Come to the Red Lantern.
Fuck you. Bring whoever you want, and I'll take them down first, and then I'll beat the piss out of you, and everyone's going to film it, and I'll sell fucking 10,000 T-shirts because I'll be the biggest hero in pro wrestling internet history. Yeah. And your mother's a fucking whore.
I think you need to change your screen name to Crazy Eddie. Jesus.
Yeah,
fuck him.
Crazy Eddie.
Yeah, you said I can't cut a promo?
Yeah.
All right,
fuck
what's this
you,
next
fuck
one?
your fucking greasy hair, fuck your Randy Savage cowboy hat, fuck your Ultimate Warrior painting, you fucking loser, and fuck your arcade game. Fuck you and fuck your dad and fuck his bar and fuck the fucking show you were on. Fuck you and fuck your shorts.
Oh,
they were so short. What is wrong with you?
Shorts. Hey, and it's more of a Brett Michaels cowboy hat than it is a Randy Savage.
No, it's a Louis Vuitton shitty, he's wearing a brown cowboy hat with green sweatpants, I think.
Oh, that's very fashion sense.
Yeah. All right. What's the next one, Dean? What's this one?
Yeah, I broke Joe Feeney. It's great. This final one was when I realized I'd clipped that clip, like I'd ended that clip fraction early. This is when we get brought up, and Mike, you may wanna clip some of this and make it the cold open for this episode.
Have we ever heard this?
No, I don't.
Oh shit.
Sit at home with your ugly girlfriend, watching wrestling, being walked all over while you produce show after show after show and don't get thanked for it. And then once in a while pop up on Get My Go to do a show about me, because that's the only way that you can attract an audience, by talking about me. So why don't you go and do your third installment of the Billi Bhatti show with the losers that you do it with? I don't know their names. I don't fucking care. I don't care about anything that.
He doesn't know our names.
I gotta make
know I'm on the
notes 'cause
show.
I'm forgetting stuff.
He was really hung up on that. Like when the episodes dropped, he kept tweeting that we did 2 shows about him and we got, however many hours of.
Yeah. And who's Bumboy? What did Billy do the second that episode dropped? And he probably watched it obsessively. He fucking DM'd Disco to cry about it, you fucking pussy. And nobody cares. First off, earlier he's like, well, I would never report that. And how could people think? Nobody was thinking that you reported it. No one's thinking if you weren't. No one thinks about you at all. No one read anything you reported. No one heard it. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah, I'll say, first of all, in relation to that, Billy, you can thank us, because now more people are going to have heard the dirty sheets than have ever heard it before, because it's being played.
I want to see if you guys can see something here. Hold on.
Well, I'll just finish. Also, yeah, Mike, I thought the bit where he says, "Now go ahead with your third installment of the Billi Bhatti show."
Perfect.
I thought that'd be a good cold open.
You can't really see it here, but I just took a picture of my subscribers on Eyes Up Here. Anybody see it flashing through?
The dirty sheets.
The dirty sheets. You know who we are, so stop lying. You know exactly who we are.
I'm comfortable saying he doesn't know who I am. I'm the most forgettable man. I'm the most forgettable man in podcasting.
And we never covered the fact on the show. We never got into it because I think this was brought up before somewhere, where it was obvious to everyone with a brain that he has no job, no money, no woman, no prospects, no reason to live. But he does stalk people for autographs. And we all said, you know what? This guy's probably trying to flip them and sell them. And he's always like, I'm too rich. These are just for my kid. I just get them. I get stacks of things from my kid, from my kid. I don't need the money. And what happened? Everybody found out you had a fucking autograph selling business because you have no fucking job and no future. Nothing. No future. Your life's over. It's been over. And you know what? You talk about people thinking about your report and shit and whatever. I'm not even angry right now. I'm just enjoying myself. Fucking as soon as this is done, we're going to talk business afterwards. Because you know what? There's another guy in here making money out of podcasting. There's another guy that will. And there's another guy that could if he wanted to, which makes them all more successful than you at podcasting. Nothing. You're nothing.
Yeah. All right. Change of plan. This is going to be split into 2 episodes. We've gone long here. And I got a 12-minute clip for us to do. So this will continue on the next episode, 89. So we've already done our plugs. So thank you for listening. Check out MikeDurban.com. Check out Eyes Up Here with Francine on iHeartRadio. Check out the Creative Control Network. Keep it at 100. Conan.me. And the United States of... No, and the United States... You're done. No more
plugs. I just want to plug the Rumble.
Plug Dexter and support the cat. He's sick.
Go to
What Rumble? Rumble?
ProWrestlingTees.com/CC with Joe Feeney. The proceeds will go to poor Dexter, very well known and beloved in the podcasting world. And rumble.com/K100 Conan, the new uncensored channel, because poor Husey has to bleep out so much stuff. But the Rumble, I don't have to censor anything, and it's going to have different clips from what Husey puts up. So if you're a K100 listener and supporter, head on over.
All right. And United States of Australia on YouTube. And whenever Joe decides to switch them over to the Creative Control Network on audio.
2024.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for listening. Check out, this is audio. So go to youtube.com/getmygo. Subscribe, comment on the videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Get My Go, episode 89. I'm Joe Feeney, Creative Control Network, K100. Just wanted to take this time at the start of the show to apologize for my behavior on Get My Go episode 88, where I was yelling and screaming and threatening to fight people and insulting someone's kid's mother.